Squad back with another video. I see on the title was going down. Make sure y'all hit the like with the subscribe button. Definitely geek to get in this video. Make sure y'all go check out WX out in the description box down below. Y'all see what's going on. More of Jessica, and love when somebody puts her in her place. So let's get in the video.
It's a tale of two worlds. That is, the Democrats are trying to describe reality in one way, and it's a lie, and the Republicans/conservatives are trying to describe it in another way, and it's the truth. Let's get to this disagreement between Alina Habba and Jessica Tarlov. They're not even on the same show, but they're talking two different languages. First, we're going to start with Alina Habba. They're weighing in on the Supreme Court case, but really it has to do with all politics everywhere. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel. This is where the happy patriots are, because we live in reality. We agree with the 9-0 Supreme Court. All 9 justices agree with us. And the lunatics on the other side, well, they want Biden to be president again.
Imagine crying because the Constitution is standing strong and we're not going to turn into Cuba. That's Trump derangement syndrome 101 right there.
The Democrats want to turn us into Cuba. That is, they want to remove his name from the ballot. They're all okay with it. Remember that. We're going to keep going with this show. The Democrats did not oppose this decision until the Supreme Court came out against it. The rest of us who are constitutionalists were against it. That is, we wanted Trump's name on the ballot in Colorado before the decision came out.
We're so upset because the Constitution was upheld today, because the Supreme Court showed us that we are not Cuba, we are not a third world country, we are not a banana republic, and that the things I've seen over the past 4 months in New York are not going to become America.
Oh yes, the things that she saw in New York with Letitia James and E. Jean Carroll, New York is like Cuba. It does not have justice with its justices. The things that she saw there, it is not going to happen in the rest of America. But it's already happened in New York.
Well, I think that the Secretary of State, Jenna Griswold from Colorado, was actually way further out, over your skis, than the average, over her skis than the average Democrat, who, even if they thought that there was merit to the decision from the Colorado Supreme Court, still would have rathered he be on the ballot because of what that portends for the future.
The only problem, Jessica Tarlov, is no Democrats came out and said it. They may have wanted Trump on the ballot, and they may have disagreed with Colorado taking his name off the ballot, but none of them verbalized it. In fact, they've been online right now verbalizing the opposite about how Trump can get taken off the ballot. Jamie Raskin, major Democrats are for punishing political opponents.
And what does MSNBC, The View, and CNN do? They have tantrums. It's literally epic to watch.
That's why we cover The View, guys. MSNBC and The View, those are our favorite shows to make. I know many of you hate them. That is not why I make them, so you have something to hate. I make them because they represent the left side of America. And they must be mocked and destroyed because they think they're being good little freedom fighters in removing Trump's.
And another thing I feel like, with looking at, and seeing The View, I see a lot of people hopping in the comments saying that, this about The View and this about this and that, especially with the View. I feel like it's important to get that stuff out for other people to see, an opinion on it, facts even, on what they're even talking about, because you can sit there, you can get somebody that's completely not knowing anything and just jump in because of who these ladies are. I see a lot of people that hop in because that's just like if it was, even like, what's going on with Oprah, you hop in with her, you see something that's going in, say anybody, I even go as far as just to say, no, I don't want to say her name. They say it's bad luck saying, the Clinton. But anyways, hopping in and not knowing nothing about it, and say somebody, oh, this Whoopi Goldberg, that's such and such from this movie. Let's see what they talking about on this show. And they get into that, and then they're feeding them BS. They need to hear from somebody else's standpoint of what's actually right and stop listening to them. I just look at it that way. It's good to look at these other different type of shows even YouTube channels. I remember I reacted to I don't know what it is, it's Cohen or something. I don't remember his name, but just people like that, and just getting out the real, because it's a lot of people that's stuck in denial. It's a lot of people that's stuck in denial, and it's sickening and sad.
Name from the ballot.
That there would definitely have been, I don't want to say another January 6th, but a lot of people who would claim, well, we didn't even get a chance to exercise our constitutional rights. So two things could be true. We think this is the appropriate decision, but we would rather his name be there. And you heard that a lot, especially when the Maine decision was coming down, because that was unilateral.
No, but Jessica Tarlov, they did not say they preferred Trump's name on the ballot. Democrats across the board, we did not hear it. It's nowhere. It's not in the country. It's not in our press. It's not in our media. They did not all say, oh, that Colorado taking his name off the ballot. You know, we really have to have Trump's name on the ballot. Name the Democrat that said it. I mean, Biden wouldn't even say it. None of them said it. As you know, deep down inside, they wanted to win by removing Trump's name from the ballot.
But we did say this is a clean-cut Supreme Court decision. It's constitutional. They were trying to do something that would have been hurtful to Democrats and Republicans, and that's what people need to remember. It's about America first. It's not about Trump. It's about us.
That's my warning to Democrats. This would hurt you also in the long run. Some people think like, oh, as long as the power, the evil power agrees with me, and they protect me, I will go along with the evil power. I'll agree with them. By the way, this is to my black community. You've heard this for years from Democrats, like, just join us and let us do a few illegal things and we'll protect you. And so they knew to vote as a block. Look, all we know is we have to vote for a block for these Democrats. They're going to give us free goodies, free benefits. They're going to attack all the right people and defend all of us, even though it breaks every principle in the Constitution and what Martin Luther King Jr. said. And then suddenly come the Hispanics coming over the southern border, and they're like to the black supporters, you're going under, forgotten, gone. You're getting replaced. We have a new favorite group.
Well, see, when I was growing up, like with my parents, like, 'cause my parents, I've told y'all plenty of times that like my parents are Democrat, and you know, we don't really talk about, you know, politics. I don't like doing it. I don't like talking about anything, you know, with any of it, because it comes in a time of, it just, you know, y'all know how it is. You know, you don't want anything to mess up. I mean, it's all positivity, you know, even if your differences. Now, if you're just having a simple talk about something, that's one thing, but those talks typically lead to bad arguments because of feelings, and it shouldn't be that way, you know, especially, you know, we all need to come together because of the times. It's so many people out there, especially, you know, the Dems, you know, my dad, you know, everybody complain, oh, this is hot, oh, this is this, that, and the other, you know, and you having this and wondering why. I mean, that's why it's important for these things. I grew up thinking and knowing, oh, it's just, you know, we get this benefits, and we got this going on, and we got this. And then now knowing what it actually stands for, what it actually is, it all makes sense. And it changes you in a way to know what's real, instead of being, you know, sleep on the fact that shouldn't be that. You know, that's how I look at it. You know, that's the way that I grew up. You know, I didn't know anything about nothing. You know, I didn't know anything. You know, and that's exactly why I said, you know, 5 minutes ago into this video, I was telling y'all how it's important to look at, you know, when we, you know, people complain, oh, you watching The View and you looking at this and I don't like it. And now it's important for other people to see that, you know, it's a lot of people that's in denial, or just growing up, you know, not knowing anything, just growing up by an influence of their parents or their mentors, or, you know, a guardian that, you know, I'm telling y'all, it's more to that. And that's the exact reason. It's a number of reasons why I do what I do on my channel. I got family members, oh, you don't do music no more, you don't do this, you don't do that. Man, we in a time right now, everybody need to pay attention to what's going on. That's real.
Another favorite group is the trans community. They're going, hey, y'all, see you later. We got trans people now. Goodbye, black community. Thanks for getting us here. We were always just kidding. Same thing with the Jews. The Jews vote for Democrats as a bloc. And how are the Jews feeling now with Hamas? Now, you tell me how you feel, because you supported the Democrats. Now the Democrats are going, We demand a ceasefire. We demand a change. We demand all this stuff. And it's because you sacrificed your principles to vote for the Democrats as a bloc. You turned your brain off and you turned your values off, and that is done. I'm not saying you have to vote for a Republican. You should, because we care more about you and your principles than the Democrats did.
But I wanted to just add a couple of things to the judge's analysis. So the insurrection clause doesn't say who decides who's an insurrectionist. And the Supreme Court was unified in the 9-0 that he should stay on the Colorado ballot. But they're actually within that decision.
No, it's not true. That the dissent, that is the females who said, they didn't exactly decide on insurrection, but it's still a 9-0 vote. They still agreed to leave Trump's name on Colorado. And basically, they said if there was an insurrection, that it didn't apply to Trump. That's what's going to happen. And now you're going to have the loony liberals like Jamie Raskin still try to get Congress together to take Trump's name off the ballot. But at least Congress is where it should happen. Congress is where this belongs, not the Colorado Supreme Court that's removing his name from the ballot. The Congress is supposed to tell you if Trump is to be charged with an insurrection. Trump has never been charged with insurrection, by the way. That's another thing. Never been charged.
I heard Raskin, the congressman, Democrat, today say he's got some rascally plan to go back to Congress and determine that Trump's an insurrectionist. So even if he does win in November, Donald Trump, Congress could bar him from taking office. What's going on here?
Okay, so at least that happens in the Congress. That's at least Jamie Raskin and the Democrats going, hey, we're going to bar him from the ballot, from Congress because we're going to charge him with insurrection. That's the one thing they won't do. That's also the one thing that Jack Smith wouldn't do. He'd have a chance in all of these cases with Chutkin and with all this going into the Supreme Court if he just charged Trump with insurrection. He won't do it. He knows he won't win. He knows Trump didn't perform an insurrection the way that they were warning about at the Civil War when the southern states tried to leave the United States. That's an insurrection.
There were the 5 conservatives who said that Congress is who decides. And Jamie Raskin has already talked about the fact that they're reviving a bill to have him barred because of being an insurrectionist.
Which is a huge waste of time.
Yes.
Potentially. I'm just saying that's
huge waste of time.
I feel like she just want to just talk down and down and down. She's one of those people that is, my mom always say, just a negative person. You literally, a negative person. You don't have to be so. I feel like literally every time we see, it's always negativity. Just always.
And Trump will only win more, Jessica Tarlov. It's not going to work.
Hey, why don't we also spy on his election for 2024 and then act like it didn't happen? I mean, it's what they're always doing. They double down, they triple down, and they become desperate. I'm not sure where their PR people are, but they should take a look at the polls. What they're doing is not working. And what President Trump said today was so articulate and so on point. He was calm, he was measured, and he said it very clearly. President Biden, do your job. Stop attacking me. Fight fair and square.
That's the one thing the Democrats do not want, is they do not want a fair fight. They don't want an election to decide who's going to win. And that's why they have to tell you that Republicans are trying to stop an election. That was never true. They're trying to tell you that Trump was an insurrectionist. That was also never true. Never happened. And all the J6 protesters, none of them were insurrectionists.
You've got to take your henchmen off of me, your witch hunts, your election interference cases. And if you can walk your way to the ballot in 2024 and vote. But he is not able to do so, and that's the truth. So the desperation, as we're seeing with what they said today, going to Congress, it just, they double down, they triple down. Tomorrow we'll hear more of it.
That's Alina Habba, Trump.
Let me tell y'all something. When it's all said and done, we are going to see the reactions. Y'all think it's going to be something now when it's all, they doing reactions to this video, or we getting out this information, or we doing this. I'm telling y'all, wait. Just wait until election day comes. Ends up winning. I'm going to tell y'all something. It's going to be so much content out of this person, of what they got to say and what they did and what I'm telling y'all. Like I keep on saying, it's history in the making. Man, I went through all of this. Then come election day, and we're going to see. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe. I definitely appreciate y'all. Much love to everybody. Make sure y'all go check out Doug and X out in the description box down below. Catch y'all next one.